Hi and welcome to Ukulele to the online course. Okay, today we're going to really break down the Reggae Jawaiian strum. In a previous video tutorial you saw an introduction to the Reggae Jawaiian strum. Now, if you found that video tutorial not too bad, you understand it, it wasn't too challenging, you can go ahead and skip over this one and then proceed on to the next lesson or to the lessons that pertain to the Reggae Jawaiian strums. Okay, now if you're not comfortable with it or you don't understand it, stick with me this time and we're going to break it down. Okay, so what I did to break it down was to show you that the emphasis for this kind of strum is on your 2 and 4 beats. What I did was I drew 3 measures. There are 4 lines and 3 sections. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you notice, the emphasis on these beats or these 3 measures is on a 2 and a 4. Okay, so basically your 1 and 3, there's no playing. You don't really play on your 1 and 3. Okay, so you'll see 1, 2 emphasis, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, kind of leave that up there for a second if you want to write that down. There are many styles of playing the Reggae Jawaiian strum, okay? But I think that once you get this really basic way of understanding and then mastering it, I think that whatever form of this style of strumming is within your capability and will be within your reach. So let's get started. I think one of the important things about this is that you should feel the rhythm, you should feel the pulse, you should feel the kind of the music that is. I think it's more important to feel it than it is to maybe look at it from a musical technique. Okay, a couple of things you can do is by practicing or feeling it is, I'm just going to use my hand for example. I'm going to do a short stroke, which is just a shake on the 1 and the 3. And then emphasis on a 2 and the 4. Okay, so if you watch the hand, short shake for 1, emphasis or long strum on a 2, short shake for 3, long stroke for the 4. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can just keep your hand loose. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You really want to get in practice that there's no 1, there's no 3. There's only 2 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's what you want to practice all the time. In fact, I would suggest doing that for maybe a couple weeks just to get the idea. Okay. Now, if you found that a little difficult to comprehend, just back it up, the tutorial, and then play it again. But practice that before you move on at this point. If that's understandable, let's move on. I'm going to take the ukulele to use an example. So it's a little short stroke or just like a shake. I'm going to emphasize by not even touching the ukulele. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can see that the 2 and the 4, I'm actually strumming on the strings. Once again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now at this point it's not important how your fingers are or how you're strumming or if you're using a thumb. The important thing is that you're not playing on the 1, you're playing on the 2, you're not playing on the 3, and you're playing on the 4. Okay, that's the most important thing. So it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. On this particular example, if you notice the hand wasn't even moving because it's I'm thinking about it in my head and I'm just moving my hand. Now, in the beginning, you probably want to keep your hand going, okay, like a metronome. Kind of keep track. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. If some of you have to follow through through the motion to get comfortable with it. It'll look like something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So kind of like pull your hand away so you're not strumming on the ukulele on the 1 and the 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now some of you may be thinking, well, that doesn't really sound reggae to me or Jawaiian to me. Well, it's because it's really slowed down. The whole idea is to master it at a slower speed before you speed it up. The strumming is actually a lot faster. Now I'm going to use the E minor chord and the B7 chord, which are coming up in your videos, tutorials very shortly. But just for an example, say the strumming is 1, 2, 3, 4. So at a little faster speed, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can kind of see that. Also, there's kind of a, then it also kind of flows into other styles, maybe with Reggae Jawaiian with a Latin influence. What some players will do is they'll tap or palm or pulsate the first beat right on the instrument, for instance, just like that. Okay, so it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and it sounds something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Other reggae styles might be a little faster. 1, 2. Okay, so you got a basic idea on the reggae strum, but to really understand it and master it, okay, so if in other words, if you try to start playing it before you master it, you'll just make it a little difficult for yourself in the longer run, because you will make more mistakes doing it. So for now, do it slowly. If you're using the ukulele, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. In the previous video, I mentioned about maybe using the top bar snare as a stopping point for your strum. For instance, 1, you see my finger? Right, stopping right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And backing up even more, we talked about the hand, not even playing. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you want to do this for a couple of weeks, for as long as possible, for you to just get the feeling of understanding the Reggae Jawaiian strum, emphasizing on the 2 and the 4 beats of the music. Okay, so once you're comfortable with that, you'll be ready for the upcoming lessons using the Reggae Jawaiian strum. So keep in mind that those lessons are coming up shortly. They won't be the next lesson, but they're coming up shortly. So make sure that you practice that, so when it comes up, you're comfortable with it and you can move on from there. Okay, so when you're ready, just move on to the next lesson. We'll see you then.